What would you trade for a perfect life? Seriously, what's the price? In this explainer, we're diving deep into The Price of Fortune, a super chilling story that really makes you think about the hidden costs of getting everything you've ever wanted.
The entire story is built on this one single ominous idea. It's this stark reminder that, wealth never just appears out of thin air. There's always a price to pay. And as we're about to find out, not all debts are settled with cash.
So, let's meet our main character, Elias Crane, and we find him at his absolute lowest point. We're talking forgotten by luck, worn out shoes, empty stomach, the whole deal. This is the perfect breeding ground for a truly terrible choice. And then, something impossible happens. An object that just defies all logic appears in a puddle, but it's perfectly dry, a black envelope, and it's sealed with this single, really unnerving symbol, a golden eye. So right away, this isn't just a lucky break, it's our first clue that someone or something is watching.
The envelope leads him to a bank, to a safe deposit box he's never even heard of. And inside, $10,000 in cash. Now, for a guy like Elias, this isn't just money. This is a whole new life. It's the answer to every prayer he's ever had. But it's also the bait and the trap.
Okay, so this discovery kicks off the first act of the story. With this unexpected fortune, Elias's life is immediately and, dramatically transformed.
But the relief? It is very short-lived. Along with the new apartment and a full fridge comes this, creeping paranoia. He just can't shake the feeling that he's being observed. The money brought him comfort, for sure, but it completely stole his peace of mind. And that man smiling from across the street, well, that's the confirmation that this is not a gift, it's a transaction.
That feeling of being watched is no accident. Not at all. The conditions attached to his new wealth are about to be made crystal clear as we get into the rules of the game.
An envelope just slides under his door, laying out the terms of his new life. And listen, these aren't suggestions, they're commands. He has to stay isolated. He has to accept whatever is given to him. And finally, a promise of a future payment. That third rule is the most chilling one, right? What kind of debt is he really expected to pay?
Well, we don't have to wait very long to find out. We've arrived at the story's first major turning point, where this abstract threat of a debt becomes horrifyingly real. So Elias, trying to ease his own guilt, starts using the money for good deeds. He helps people, including his neighbor, an old woman named Mrs. Callan. He thinks maybe, just maybe, this will balance the scales. But on the very night he helps her, the phone rings. There's no number on the caller ID, just a calm, deep voice that doesn't congratulate him or thank him. It simply acknowledges his action with these two chilling words. It's all the proof he needs that they have been watching his every move. And then, nothing. The stark silence after that call is way more terrifying than any threat could be. And just moments later, a scream from the street below confirms the collection has begun. His neighbor, Mrs. Callan, has had a fatal accident. The next morning, any doubt he might have had is completely erased. Another envelope shows up, and it confirms the horrifying truth. His act of kindness wasn't a way to balance the scales. No, it was the payment. Okay, so from here, the story pivots. The external surveillance becomes something way more invasive and supernatural. This isn't just about being watched anymore. It's about being inhabited. This is a truly terrifying moment. Imagine this. Elias is looking in the bathroom mirror, and his reflection just stops mimicking him. It holds his gaze, completely still, and then it smiles. The sense of violation is absolute. There is nowhere left for him to hide, not even inside his own head. When he wakes up the next morning, there is another envelope, this time left right on the mirror itself. A fourth rule is added to the contract, and it confirms that his own reflection is now an agent for his mysterious benefactors. The psychological terror is now complete.
So, what is the actual currency here? Because it's not just the lives of others. The story now drills down into the very core of this bargain, revealing the true, terrible price of his fortune.
The trade-off becomes brutally clear. On one hand, Elias has every material thing he ever dreamed of. But on the other, the things that truly define a person, love, joy, your actual identity, are being systematically stripped away.
A messenger. A man with golden eyes finally appears to explain the transaction. And here it is, the central premise of the entire story. It's not about souls in the classic sense. It's about something way more insidious: memories. Every single gift he has received cost him a piece of his past.
And with this revelation, a memory he didn't even know he'd lost suddenly comes flooding back. He realizes this didn't start with the envelope. Nope, it started years and years ago, when he was just a desperate, starving boy. He made a deal in an alley, trading an unknown piece of himself for a chance to survive. He had already agreed to this.
All those small payments, all those little debts have led to this moment. The climax of the story is here, and the final, most devastating debt is now coming due.
This is the final balance sheet of his life, and the totality of his loss is just staggering. Every human connection, every warm memory has been completely hollowed out and replaced by cold, hard cash. He's paid with everything that ever truly mattered.
And this is where we leave him. He is the ultimate success story on the surface, a man who went from rags to riches. But inside, he is a ghost. He has this vast fortune, but has no memory of joy, no concept of love, and absolutely no one to share it with. He won the game, but he lost himself completely.
Ultimately, the story turns that mirror back on us. The tale of Elias Crane is a dark fable, one that's designed to make us pause and really consider the hidden costs of our own desires. And it leaves us with one haunting question: what is the true price of your ambitions?